I was not excited for Stranger Things Season 4. The last season was an uninspired mess that left me completely uninterested in any future stories. So imagine my shock when I begrudgingly watched the first episode of Stranger Things Season 4 and was actually loving every minute of it. And what's even more shocking is the more I watched of the show, the more I loved it. But how does it compare to the fantastic first season? And does this justify Netflix doing a fifth season? Well, let's find out. Season 4 picks up 6 months after the events of Season 3, which concluded with the Battle of the Starcourt Mall and the supposed death of Jim Hopper. Eleven and the Byers family have moved to California. Meanwhile, in Hawkins, Dustin and friends have joined a Dungeons & Dragons group called the Hellfire Club, whose leader is the eccentric but lovable Eddie Munson. But everything changes when a Hawkins high school girl named Chrissy is brutally murdered by an evil force while in the presence of Eddie. With Eddie on the run from the cops, Dustin and the gang begin to track him down to figure out exactly who killed Chrissy and why. So I just have to get this out of the way right off the bat. Eddie Munson is one of the most genuinely likable characters I've ever seen in a TV show. Every time he was on screen, I felt like he could have been a friend I hung out with in high school. He may look like an intense and hardcore metalhead, but really he's just a caring person who's truly devastated over the death of Chrissy. He has his flaws, of course, namely that he tends to run away from his problems rather than face them head on. But that's what makes him so great. Eddie is a nuanced character, but also he's just straight up hilarious and fun. The fact that a brand new character came in and stole the show is just a testament to how great these writers can be. The Duffer Brothers really outdid themselves this time around with Eddie, and it shows because the reactions to him from fans across the board have been nothing but an outpouring of love. Eddie Munson is a hero. To be honest, all the character work this season was impressive. Almost all of them have their moment to shine. Even a character like Max, who I wasn't a huge fan of when she first was introduced in Season 2, is really vulnerable as she is struggling with depression and trauma from the death of her brother Billy. Max is also given a brilliant scene in Episode 4 where she has to escape the clutches of the evil sorcerer Vecna by finally learning to lean on her friends for support instead of struggling alone. Jim Hopper is also back and better than ever. I really had a problem with the way the writers treated him like a joke in Seasons 2 and 3, but thank God that is not the case here. Hopper is imprisoned in a Soviet-era Russian prison and goes to extreme lengths to try and escape, including intentionally breaking his ankle so he can slip out of his ankle cuffs. Jim Hopper in Season 4 is competent, he's collected, and he's straight up awesome, just like he was in the first season. Eleven has one of the most interesting storylines as she is forced to bring up painful memories of the past she had buried in order to let go of her guilt and regain full control of her powers. The events that play out because of this tie into the overarching narrative of the entire story of Stranger Things and creatively connect the first season with this one. But for me, the most interesting character of this entire season was the main villain, Vecna. Vecna is the villain this series needed. He is what Thanos was to the Avengers, what the Joker was to Batman. Vecna is a fully fleshed out villain who invades the minds of his victims and mentally tortures them with their greatest fears until finally murdering them by breaking all their bones and causing their eyes to sink back into their skulls. He's a completely evil enemy who is still given a compelling backstory that makes you clearly understand his motivations, as horrific as they are. To me, Vecna seems to be an allegory for depression. He has the power to mentally break down his victims until they feel so alone and guilty for the things they've done in the past that he is able to come in and crush them both in mind and body. I don't know if that's exactly what the writers intended, but nonetheless, that's what I got from his character. As a side note, the mixture of practical makeup and CGI effects really work and make his presence feel believable. Vecna is one of the most menacing villains I've seen in a long time, and he elevates this season in a way that without him, it wouldn't be near as good. The standout song and sort of anthem for the whole season is Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush, which released in 1985. The lyrics of the song feel as if they were custom made for the themes of this season, and it's utilized perfectly, most notably at the end of episode 4, and if you've watched it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. There's also a scene where Eddie plays Master of Puppets on guitar at a pivotal moment, which goes down in my book as one of the most metal moments in a TV show ever. There's a great variety of music in this show, which includes everything from orchestral, pop, rock, metal, and even reggae. It really is a killer soundtrack. Stranger Things Season 4 was some of the most fun I've had watching a TV show since the first season premiered. I was genuinely invested in these characters and their story. It has the right mix of 80s nostalgia, great characters, and high production value to make it a must-watch TV show. For me, this is my favorite season of Stranger Things, and it absolutely justifies a 5th season. I just hope they can keep the momentum going. Thanks so much for watching my review of Stranger Things Season 4. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like these. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you later.